Hello everyone, I'm Eric, also known as ZMC150, or just DMC for short, and welcome back to another episode of Megaman 1. We're playing the Megaman Anniversary Collection on the PlayStation 2, and without wasting any time, as you can see, we're going right into Electman's level. We finished off last episode with defeating Cutman, so going along with weakness order, Electman's next up. And of course, this is probably one of the greatest starts you can ever do. Run into everything on the first jump. Yep. If you haven't watched my Maverick Hunter X playthrough, you can probably expect me to do a couple stupid things like this every now and then. But yeah, so Mega Man really likes to have its really kind of upbeat, happy music, or at least in the original, I find. And this is one of my favorite tracks, actually, and one of my favorite levels, but not because of the music, just because it actually throws a nice different variation of enemies at you. And this, again, perfect example of what not to do from just getting hit by everything. And the next screen here, oh no, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I don't know how many people watching this are familiar with Mega Man, I'm just assuming most people are, but everybody loves these sections of the game. Any bits of the level that has reappearing and disappearing blocks? Oh yeah, always a fan favorite. Note the sarcasm. Honestly, they're not too bad in this level, but I don't know, I think it's my controller giving me issues on this, but I've had a couple of issues in the past, so I hate to admit it, but I think I might actually need to buy a new controller for my PS2, which is not easy considering they're not very new anymore. But yeah, typical platforming against here, bottomless pits, do not fall into them. They will end your life pretty fast. And me choosing the wrong ladder. Again, perfect example of what not to do. But this level, going along with Electman's theme, very obviously a lot of electricity. They're not very damaging, but it's best, they're easily avoidable, so you should be doing a lot better than I am. I'm playing pretty badly, actually, so. But yeah, that right there is a bit of a shortcut, and this right here is a very important item on the right. And if you don't have Gutsman's power, you can actually use Electman's power as well to break those, but seeing as how we're in his level for the first time, we don't have that. But now we have the Magnet Beam, which is very useful and actually necessary for part of the later levels. And I screw up with it right here because, yeah, well, perfect example of what not to do. You're gonna hear that a lot, apparently, from me. But yeah, you can use it to make platforms that'll last for a few seconds, something around 3 or 5 seconds. And the longer you hold down the button, the farther up the beam will extend, and the longer the platform will be. So it's a very handy item. In fact, it's nice shortcuts for platforming in later levels as well. But yeah, we're coming closer to the end of this level, and reusing a screen from earlier, minus a health pickup. It's an old game, I'll forgive it. And this is another instance where my controller decided to do something I didn't tell it to. I'm not trying to move down here, my controller's doing that on its own. So another reason I think I might need a new controller soon. But anyway, right in front of the boss, and I did in fact do that. Those guys really hurt. 1/3 of your life per hit. But anyway, we've already seen this run through here, so I'm just going to cut ahead and we'll see you back right there. Alright, take 2. And that's how I should have done it last time. So, we're coming up to the boss here, and we've had sections like this in this level. It's really not too difficult to get around. Just take your time, wait one at a time, and you'll be, you know, no real danger. But Elecman is a different story, as you are, I'm just going to say you are weak against him. He will kill you in 3 hits from full health. So the best bet is to keep him at a distance, and Cutman's power will also make very short work of him. And so, there, 1/3 of my health gone in a single hit. Very dangerous up close. He's pretty quick, but again, if you just keep your distance and focus on defense or avoiding him as your blades come out and come back, you shouldn't have too much problems with him. And that was Elecman. 3 shots with the cutter blade, or whatever his thing is called, and that's that. And so now that Elecman's down, next on the list will be Iceman. And this level is made very easy with the magnet beam, which is mainly, well, you'll see when we get to that part. But yeah, new enemies. I actually don't think they use them all that much in the later games, although I believe I've seen a similar enemy in Mega Man 6 at least. So if you shoot its head first, or kill its head first, then, you know, it's gone entirely, but if you destroy his body first, his head will just fly around, so they can be a bit of a pain at times, especially if you're caught off guard by it. And I hate these things on the ground. These little things here, they speed up when you land on the ground next to them. You can actually kill them with Elecman's power, and later on I will be doing that because they really get annoying. But yeah, this level in itself, Iceman's level, isn't too difficult. There is a little bit of a sliding effect from the ice on the ground, so it could be a little easy to slide around off a ledge in certain spots, but... And more of these. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not just using the magnet beam to get through here, honestly, I didn't think of it. But this section isn't too bad. And I actually like to save the magnet beam for a later section that makes it trivial as opposed to usually lethal for me. So this time I do in fact make it up, and it is this entire section here. The magnet beam makes it incredibly trivial as soon as you get up this this side, and yeah, there's a perfect shot of me failing yet again. Perfect example of what not to do. But these patterns here for the blocks, they're actually very simple. You watch them for a few rounds, and they're really not hard to figure out. I don't need to use the magnet beam here, but I end up doing it just to get things along a little quicker. And that's all it took. Some nice little graphical glitches there. They didn't fix that from the NES version. And again, magnet beam makes this part trivial. I highly recommend it. And you see how fast you fall off that if it just disappears? Yeah, probably a good idea to be quick on those, because you will not you'll probably not be able to recover yourself if you just fall like that. So we are just about at the boss here, and I'm refilling some energy because I figured why not. And like every level so far, we've had one of these giant, I don't even know what these things are called, but I have another one of these giant things at the end. And they can actually be taken down pretty easily, so long as you're not stuck in close to them. And the final stretch for Iceman. And this fight is not going to last very long, as it's very much like the fight with Elecman. Elecman's power kills him in a measly 3 hits. So right off the bat, if you shoot just barely jumping off the ground like I just did, and then just shoot and shoot, you will kill him before he has a chance to really do anything to you. And that was Iceman. Didn't even get hit. And that is going to bring us to the close of this episode. Again, I'm just going to do 2 levels at a time for this run. And with that done and out of the way, next level, or next episode, we're going to start with Fireman. Thanks for joining, and until next time, take care, everyone.